Well, we're almost done with our tour of Hadoop libraries, and believe it or not, I haven't actually included all of them. I just picked the ones that I've actually used with customers or that people seem the most interested in. It's pretty overwhelming, but we've only got a couple more to go. So this next one is called Storm. So this is used for complex event processing scenarios. Well, what the heck does that mean? That means scenarios around the new hot buzzword for big data, which is Internet of Things or IoT. Again, this relates to sensor data most often. So you might have data coming off of an oil rig, as I had with one customer, or many oil rigs. And the idea is that when you have complex machinery that needs to be working 100% of the time, if you put sensors that detect, say, unusual motion, you can then collect that data and use methods like predictive analytics from, for example, Mahout, to create models of what the movement of the machine should look like. And then you can detect when it's out of ordinary and do preventative maintenance so that the machine will stay up and running. Storm is used for near real-time scenarios where the data is just flowing off of, again, usually sensors. Not always sensors, but that's a really, really common sort of situation. Did you know, for example, that modern airline engines produce a terabyte of data on every flight because of the amount of sensor data that is streamed off of those engines? It actually makes me feel really, really good as a data scientist that our airlines are becoming safer because of big data and complex event processing scenarios like this. Storm is very specialized. Not every big data situation, not every Hadoop situation uses complex event processing, so it's not included in most distributions. And again, because I know all these terms are probably flying around in your head, the way I like to keep it straight, because this is commonly comes up with customers, Storm is for streaming and Flume is for logs, because both scenarios produce huge amounts of data. And when you have a streaming situation, the open source project that is used by default with Hadoop is Storm. Flume is just ingest of large logs, not necessarily in a streaming fashion. Again, I want to make some comparisons between libraries because there's so many different business implications here, so far beyond MapReduce. I talked earlier in a previous movie about Impala, which is an in-memory implementation and gives exponentially faster Hive. In this movie, I talked about Storm, which is complex event processing, near real-time event stream processing. And as you might guess, there is a use case where you could combine the two of these, where you can pull the events in near real-time, and then you can use an in-memory query library like Impala to be able to query that in near real-time. So you can kind of see the direction that the Hadoop ecosystem is moving in from the initial usage of indexing the web that Google created 10 years ago to this Internet of Things, big data, streaming, near real-time. It's a very, very different usage, and all these libraries are making these scenarios possible.